excited and happy. In Chinese is 令人嫉妒兴奋的，是人心高潮热的。I think something like that, but I can't really speak Chinese, but I try my best, okay? So example, an exhilarating walk in the mountain. 令人兴奋的山中漫步. And we will start with our icebreaker. So I hope that everyone can go to this website, kahoot.it. Let me share it in the chat. Oops, hold on, yeah. Anyone that can, you join this. Stop share for a moment. Let me leave it in the chat. Yes, Jen also put it in, and the code is 403. The game pin. The game pin. This is the game pin. 403-2955.
403-2955.
And you have to put in your name. It's a very simple icebreaker since that we just have 7 participants. So we're going to be having 6 players. Is everyone in? Oh, I just saw Hui Chi just joined and Lam Wei Wei just joined as well. Let me check again. So for those that just joined, please do go to kahoot.it and join in the game. It's a very short and simple game. I do hope that everyone can join.
You need to share screen, share your Kahoot host.
Okay, let me share the screen again. This is my first time to use this website. Okay, so we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 participants.
I don't see my nickname.
Sarah there.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
With BB.
Okay, so 1, 2. I'm not sure whether the other 2 is going to join or not. Is Hui Chi and John, and another one is Wei Wei.
Yes. Welcome, Wei Wei.
Wei Wei is our guest for today.
Do join the game, do join the game. We just very fast only.
You count down now.
I'm going to close in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to log and we're going to start the game. So it's actually a very simple game. It's idonyms. So you're going to guess the answer. Kills 2 birds with 1. The answer is as follow. You just have 10 seconds to answer.
Where I don't see the words.
I clicked wrongly.
Oh, at the bottom. The answer is at the bottom.
Oh.
So
Okay.
maybe this we will make it as a practice, and we'll go. I have 7 questions, so probably we can go to the second question. Wow, Jen, just Jen 1% answer correctly. Once in a dash moon, it means rarely.
It doesn't click one.
We have 2 answers.
Green moon.
We have just 2 answers, and it's answered by Jen and Sarah.
Okay.
So saving for a ... day. It means saving money for later. So you have sunny, rainy, snowy, and cloudy.
Where I can't see the answers. Mm.
So the answer is rainy.
Yeah.
Okay, next time I'm going to put it the time longer. So we're going to for the next one.
Cannot
You
scroll
can't judge a
down.
book by its the meaning this
Cover.
person or thing may look bad, but it's good inside. So the answer is
Title.
cover, content, title, and index.
Cover.
Everyone have guessed the correct answer.
My God, I'm in the last place.
So we have to see the fastest.
Mm.
And next, number 5, question number 5. Fish out of is mean to be
Water.
out of your comfort zone. Sea, pond, water, and river.
Water.
Wow,
Can't
everyone
see
answered.
the answers lah. Can't even click on it.
Oh,
From
no,
your
but
screen,
probably
you
we
cannot
can
see.
try again.
You need to
It's
see the questions
it's
from.
at the bottom, is it?
No, my screen is blocked. I can only see the my score.
Oh, I think you have to maximize your
Max
uh
already
screen.
maximize it.
We need to use our own screen and Newton's screen.
Oh, like that.
So we choose the colors based on the
Mm.
answers on Newton's screen.
Okay. Play by the to improvise. The answer
But,
is nose,
yeah.
eye, mouth, and ear. The meaning is to improvise.
A book.
The answer is play by the ear.
Yeah, play by ear.
It's okay, Sarah. I think you know most of the answer.
I
Shouldn't
don't
be
see.
much of a problem. But problem is you can't see the answer.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always ... before the dawn. Thing will get better. Darkest, brightest, colorful, and redness.
The loud.
The answer is darkest. So the winner is, we have number 3 is BB. Number 2 is Richard. And the first one is Jen.
Wow.
So congratulations, Jen. And since that we have
Yeah.
concluded the icebreaker, I'm going to go for short. Not short, that's me. I'm going to go for the ASAA role again. And welcome everyone to our meeting number 372. And our theme today is looking forward. The ASAA brief of house rule. No clipping nails or eating in front of the webcam. I think this is an old slide, but do apologize that. Phone on silent or any app. Please be on silent when you're speaking so that you will not interrupt the speaker or audience during your speech. Dress appropriately during your speech, and I hope that you mute your microphone when you are not speaking. And of course, the speaker, please pin the timer of the video, and I do encourage everyone to open up their camera to show an appreciation to the speaker when they speak. The purpose of the house rule is to show respect for the speaker during their speech, and second of all, for the speaker to see that the audience is interested and listening to their speech. So I encourage everyone to open up their camera if possible. Most importantly, we speak with sensitivity on 3 topics of SRP, which is sex, religion, and politics. And I would like to pass the control to our president for his opening speech.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to share with you our members' bi-weekly achievement. So for the first person throughout the last 2 weeks is none other than our superstar Hui Chi for winning the best evaluator.
Oh.
And the second person, which is also a superstar, his name is Jen. Topic speaker
Self-praise.
in MDA Club yesterday. So with that, one more additional encouragement for our members to join other clubs is Angie serving as the grammarian in Malaysia Dentist Association Toastmasters Club yesterday, and she did a fabulous job. Trust me, I was there. With that, today's theme is looking forward. looking forward, I thought about what's next. One question that I would like to ask you, when is the last time you make a mistake? Whether it's a big one or a small one. So the last time I make a mistake, just like MK, it was just now, 2 hours ago. I was so hungry. Actually not 2 hours, it's already 3 hours ago. I was so hungry. I am 5 minutes away from my restaurant, somewhere in Monkera, but I wasn't paying attention on the road. I missed a turn. And as soon as I missed a turn, oh, the Waze suddenly, ding, ding, ding. The Waze called me and said 5 minutes turns to 15 minutes. I was complaining non-stop, keep on complaining in my head, keep on saying myself, why am I so stupid? It doesn't pay attention to the road. What was I doing? And because of that, I need to go one whole big round on the highway. And while I was complaining, I missed another turn. So I missed 2 turns. End up, I need to waste 6 ringgit to do a U-turn because 3 ringgit toll, go one time, come back, 6 ringgit toll. That could be my lunch. So while I was complaining and complaining and complaining, after missing 2 turns, suddenly a spark comes to my head and I noticed, why was I keep on complaining? I realized complaining, dwelling on things that have already happened doesn't really help me. So I look forward, literally look forward on the road. Okay, and then speed up a little bit. Okay, I take away my brake, speed up a little bit. And when I reach the restaurant, I look at the time. Wow, I'm faster than the GPS, you know. The GPS says 15 minutes. I took 10 minutes only. That's an achievement. Okay, that may be dangerous. So anyway, these stories helped me while I was complaining and complaining. The small realization helped me to look forward on the road. So ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning, I asked you a question about when is the last time you make a mistake. Now I would like to ask you one more time. When is the last time you learn from the past and learn to look forward? And looking forward, what is your strategy that you will take to help you look forward? With that, let me give you some moments to reflect. And I will pass the control over to our Toastmaster of the evening, Richard. But before that, I would love to acknowledge a few guests that are here today. First one is our guest, Wei Wei. Hello, Wei Wei, welcome here. Second one is our guest from other Toastmaster Club, Sarah, our GE Aaron, Distinguished Toastmaster Sarah and Distinguished Toastmaster Aaron, and also John. With that, we welcome you, and I hope that you will enjoy today's meeting. Over to you, Richard.
Wow, good evening, everyone. Can we give a round of applause to our dynamic president, Juwen? Thank you very much, President and Toastmaster Juwen, for giving us a wonderful opening speech remark tonight. And to the guests, to my fellow Toastmasters, and we are lucky to have 3 distinguished Toastmasters for tonight's meeting. We have Distinguished Toastmaster Sarah, my dear friend, our General Evaluator, Aaron, and of course, John, Distinguished Toastmaster John. Welcome to Klang Bilingual Toastmasters. And of course, our guest as our president, welcome, Lam Wei Wei. So we are pleased and we will be more glad to see your face. So I hope that everyone are exhilarated, correct me if I'm wrong, how I pronounce the word for today, but I'm very excited as well, and I'm very happy that everyone will participate on tonight's activity. So welcome everyone, and our theme for tonight is looking forward. So before anything else, I know everyone is being tensioned, and because today I was very tensioned also from work. So I would request everyone to have a short exercise. So this is just a simple inhale and exhale, but you have to follow me based on what I said. Okay, so I want everyone to close your eyes, relax. Okay, inhale, hold, exhale. Again, inhale, hold, exhale. And finally, inhale. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, wonderful. Okay, you can open your eyes. I think you are feeling the same feeling that I am feeling right now. So that's how I start my day, everyone. So I hope you will do this simple exercise on your work or even at home. So before anything else, I would like to share the history of the Toastmasters. I will be sharing my screen. Give me a moment.
Please take your time.
Okay, I think. Okay, are you seeing my video?
Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. It is a brainchild by its founder, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. On April of 1924, he was able to introduce the idea of Toastmasters to his colleague and organize the Toastmasters Club that eventually became Club number 1 of Toastmasters International. The first meeting was held at the YMCA building on October 22, 1924. The first world headquarters building is in Santa Ana, not far from the YMCA where the first Toastmasters Club met. Moving on, let us now know how Klang Bilingual Toastmaster Club was formed. KBTC was established in 2005. This is our 15th anniversary as the first bilingual Toastmaster Club in the whole Klang Valley. We normally conduct the meeting in English and Mandarin. The best part about joining KBTC is that members and guests get to expose to both languages, which therefore speeding up the learning process in these two languages. KBTC is a chartered club from its mother club, the Otama Toastmaster Club, by its charter presidents Su Feng Wai, He, and Ivor Chernang. And our very own Charmaine Lee Q Leng was the chartered member. During those time, the Otama Advanced Toastmaster Club president Lo Yat Seo sponsored KBTC in order to realize and materialize, and now becoming strong and solid on its 15 years. Thank you, Mr. Lo Yat Seo. From the Otama Toastmaster Club to Klang Bilingual Toastmasters Club. Klang Bilingual Toastmaster Club is proud to its success, becoming a mother club to a Metropolitan Bilingual Toastmasters Club. KBTC is Area C5 under Division C. An area is made up of 4 to 5 clubs. 4 to 5 areas form a division, from few divisions form a district. Malaysia is currently in District 102. KBTC is a product of hard work, passion, and dedication by its leaders and its team members. KBTC is proud to introduce its former presidents and current president who made a 15 years of continuous learning and leadership making.
Okay, so that was the short introduction, which actually the voice is my voice. You wouldn't believe that it was my voice, but I fast forward to fit on the video. So it was a bit struggle for me to rush on and catch up on the video as well. So, but it's very challenging as well. I love doing it. Okay, so that was a very short introduction of the Toastmaster, and at the same time, of the Klang Bilingual Toastmaster. And paving, of course, I was able to mention on the video our present president, Juwen, who will be coming one of the pillars of the Klang Bilingual Toastmaster as well. So moving on, I would like to introduce our role players for tonight, starting off with our language evaluator, who will be checking how good are we in English and our way, or if there are things that we need to improve in the future. So I would like to introduce our language evaluator, Toastmaster Shasmir.
Thank you, TME Richard. Okay, as the grammarian, I shall note the good use of the language and also point out the grammatical errors used during the meeting. The word of the day is exhilaration. Exhilaration. The meaning of this word is making you feel very excited and happy. The example of the sentence is an exhilarating walk in the mountains. When the speakers use the word of the day, I will need to request everyone to cooperate with me. Please show the clap reaction in Zoom if you hear the word of the day. You are encouraged to use the word of the day as frequent as you could in this meeting, and I will count how frequent this word has been used. Prior to the conclusion of the meeting, I shall give my report. Thank you. Back to you, TME.
Thank you to our grammarian, Shasmir. Can we give him a round of applause? And moving on, to give us the report on our timing, we have our Toastmaster, Amjay.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, Richard. I'm the timer for today's meeting. As the role of the timer is to keep track of the time during the meeting. Every session of the meeting is timed. When you reach the minimum time of the session, I will show green light, average yellow, and maximum red. Hence, fellow members and guests, you are urged to deliver your speech within the stipulated time frame. I shall give my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Richard.
Thank you, MJ. Can we give a round of applause to MJ? Thanks. Okay, and moving on to give us our pause fillers. I think I will have more, and I have a lot of these pauses later on. And to give this and to have a report after this session, we will have our Toastmaster and President, Juwen.
Toastmaster, good evening, Richard. So the purpose of this counter pause fillers is to note, is to note unnecessary words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause fillers by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen and count for the words, phrases that may be inappropriate or unnecessarily used, such as and, well, but, so, and you know. So all these sounds, when you repeat words such as I, this means, I will also note them. And at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times each speaker used these unnecessary sounds. With that, back to you, Toastmaster evening, Richard.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Juwen. Can you give him a round of applause? Okay, thank you very much. And of course, this meeting will not be possible with our honorable and distinguished guest and our general evaluator from Shine Toastmaster Club, none other than distinguished Toastmaster Aaron. Welcome to Klang Bilingual, and hand over to you.
Thank you,
G.
Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmasters Richard. Hello, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Aaron. I am the General Evaluator this evening. The role of the General Evaluator, as the name suggests, is to evaluate generally. My role is pretty simple. All I have to do is sit back and relax and enjoy this exhilarating meeting. I am assisted by the evaluators, both the table topics and the speech evaluators, including the technical role players who will give their report at the final bit of this meeting. I will also be the Toastmaster of the evening for the final bit, and I will take over after Richard hands it over to me. With that, thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much. And can we give a round of applause as welcoming to our general evaluator. Thank you very much, GE, Distinguished Toastmaster Aaron. And I hope everyone will participate and enjoy, make it this event and night relax. I mean, this is our night. It happens once in a while, so please feel free to enjoy, be part of this meeting because everyone's time is more important. So moving on, I will not prolong this because I think our good friend and our Toastmaster of the evening had prepared wonderful and exciting session, and he had prepared personally to suit the environment and to suit tonight's theme. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's welcome and help me welcome Toastmaster Angie. A round of applause, please. Angie, are you there?
Thank you, Toastmaster Richard. Good evening to our club presidents, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Right now, you're going to have an opportunity to participating in one of the most interesting and exciting portion of the meeting today. There is Table Topic Master. So all of you are encouraged to join this topic. I'll go and share my screen now. And meanwhile, I would like to explain the time that given for this section. Each session, we're giving 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Our helpful timer will show the green screen when it's 1 minute. Yellow screen will be 1.5 minutes. At 2 minutes, the time will show the screen red. After you see the red screen, you still have another 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. If you see a bell picture, show that you mean end of the time. It is important to remember that once you see the yellow screen, you have met your goal and you can end your talk. So let's begin the talk. So who's the first one will join the topic? Anyone volunteer?
I think I'm very excited for your topic. Can I volunteer, Angie?
Okay, Richard, thank you. So as you can see at the screen, we have 6 questions. What number you would like to choose?
I should go for 6.
6, okay. Number 6 will be expectation in 2000. Richard, expectation in 2020. To you.
Two years had passed and we are about to end the year 2021. I had a lot of realization. I didn't able to see my family. I mean, I even lost a lot of families and friends. And one good important thing is about my job. During this pandemic, I even not receiving the full amount of my salary. And these simple things that happened for the past two years, it made me realize something, that I need to expect something, or I have to prepare something in the year 2022. My expectations in 2022 is to start a new self of mine, a stronger person of mine which is open, which is ready to accept things that not just only happening in my personal life, but even to the world. So my expectations in 2022 is I should start my own business. And doing my own business will give me a feeling of satisfaction, having or being financially secured, even supporting my family. Fellow Toastmasters, what is your expectations in 2022? I am just a simple example of yours, and I believe all of you have your own expectations for this 2022. If you have, please do share on the chat box. Who knows, that particular expectations will fall into reality. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Angie.
Thank you, Richard. That's so motivated that you're going to make up our own business. I hope and wish you luck. So for the next topic, who want to try?
I can try.
Anyone?
Yeah, I
Before
can try.
I choose. Sorry?
I can try.
Oh, okay. Okay, John. Okay, hold on. What number you would like to choose?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, number 2 will be my achievement this year. John, my achievement this year to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my achievement this year is definitely I step out from my comfort zone, working in another country, despite it's near to Malaysia. I have been graduated since 2019, and I get a job in Singapore. I get a job in KL. I have been working for the firm for 1 year past, and I start to feel a bit stagnant at my current job, as I've been doing the same thing over and over again. At the same time, due to pandemic, it's going to be endemic. A lot of my teammates, they have decided to take a move and change to another firm. But at the moment, I'm still a bit reluctant to change, as I believe that now is I believe like after 1 year, I build a good relationship with everyone in the firm. I comfort with what I have. After a while, I start to rethink about my future. What should I do? I'm still at the early of 20. I should do something different. I decided to change my current job and start to apply Singapore job. It was a terrible experience for me. I went for a few interviews. Eventually, I get a secure job. This was one of my achievements this year. I decided to step out from my comfort zone and try to apply the job in Singapore. I really wanted to thank one of the members here, who is Hui Qi. She had been helping me along the way. Without her, I didn't have the courage to do this. It was a adherent experience with her. This one, I just meet her in one of the meeting. In conclusion, I will urge every one of us, we should start to think our boat and do something out of your comfort zone. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, John. Exhilaration to you that you can get a job, then a new experience. There was a big encourage to do that. Okay, so anyone for the third question? And it was the last one, I think, because time limited. Anyone would like to try on?
I'll try, Angie.
Okay, Malati, hold on. Okay, so we have 1, 3, 4, and 5.
I'll take number 5.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Here you go. Describe 2021 in 1 word. Describe 2021 in 1 word, Melati.
Right. Hi, everyone. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. It has been definitely a tough year for all of us. There was a lot of unexpected incidents happen, especially to my close family, friends. I was quite fortunate enough whereby I still had a secured job. There was no any pay reduction or anything that we have to go through compared to many people out there. In 1 word, if I were to explain, it will be that it was, again, like what I mentioned, it was completely an unexpected year. Unexpected because we didn't know, or I didn't know, that someone who's very, very close to me will lost the person's husband. I still remember that I got a call from this person because both husband and wife, the wife is sort of my, she's working, she's reporting to me. She had COVID. They just newly got married in 2005. And for this to happen, both husband and wife, they fell sick. For her to lose the husband, it was very, very tough. So if I were to share how was 2021, it was completely unexpected, especially losing a life, someone that I knew. It was very, very tough. Not for any other reason, it was to lose one person. And I'm sure that this is only my experience, and there are many people who have lost their loved ones. Unexpected, and therefore be in the now and appreciate everybody, every day, every moment. I think that's very important. Thank you.
Thank you. Such a one. Unexpected. Yeah, every day, even though it's not this year, every day we can't expect. So we have to enjoy our moment and hope we will grateful for every day we have. So I think we still got 1 more time to go on for 1 more topic. Anyone would like to try on? Anyone?
I go Juan here.
Okay, Jen, hold on. Okay, so we have 1, 3, and 4.
4.
4. Here you go. How can I achieve my goals? Jen, how can I achieve my goal?
Right, thank you so much, Table Topic Master Angie. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, now is December. Another 15, 16 more days, you're going to end your December. Before I share with you how do I achieve my goals, let's think about it. Have you achieved your goals that you have set last year? Are you going to set again next year? A lot of us did. Less of us achieve it. Me personally, out of 10, I achieved 8 of them. Okay, I consider that good enough. So, how do I achieve my goals? I'm fortunate that I have learned this many years ago. Goals is a direction, but our pathway should be flexible. So when I set goals, I set different kinds of goals. I set long-term goal, short-term goal, and the shortest term goal. That means, what can I do today? What can I do now to help me improve and get closer, even if just a tiny step closer to my goal? So my way is to set different types of goal, long-term, short, and immediate goals. So let me give you an example. For example, one of my goals is to be able to achieve an international recognized sports psychologist title. So that is a long-term goal. That is one of the things that I couldn't achieve it this year. But I'm 80% there because my short-term goal is to start approaching the organization, start taking the course, start my supervision. And now with that percentage, that progress, I am proud of my progress because I know what is my immediate thing to do. And my immediate thing to do that day is to Google. That's my immediate thing to do. And as simple as that, how about your goal? When you think about your goals, think about what can you do immediately. With that, back to you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master Angie.
Wow, that was a good planner. That's having a different goal for different time. So now I would like to end this topic section, and thank you for participating for this section. And I would like to call upon you guys can vote for the best speaker of the day. Did the poll ready yet?
The poll is not ready yet. Can you come back?
Okay. So I think I should pass to the Toastmaster evening first before the preparation. Thank you, you all.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master Angie. I'm not sure if this is your first time to be the Table Topic Master, is it? Wow, that was a great job, and we didn't expect that you did it great. This is very exhilarating session of tonight's meeting. So good job, and really appreciate, and wonderful topics. I mean, those are very timely, very relevant to our theme, which is looking forward. So great speakers as well while we are waiting for our forecasting the votes for best speaker.
I think we can go on to our table topic evaluator first.
Okay, so while we are waiting for the best table topic speaker for voting, we will move on to our table topics evaluations, which will be led by none other than a very good Toastmasters and loved by everyone, Toastmaster Biong.
Thank you very much to our Toastmaster of the evening, Richard. So first of all, I would like to congratulate to all the table topic speakers for tonight. You all have the courage to participate in this table topic sessions. Really kudos to everyone for taking this opportunity to improve your impromptu thinking and speaking skill, which is the very important skill in our life where we use this skill almost every day. And coming to our first speaker, Richard. Richard, you had an inspiring speech today. I really love your speech. In your speech, you shared to us during this 2 years pandemic, you do not get full salary. And this come to the realizations that you need to prepare for the future. You need to prepare for next year, our new year, 2022. And you share to us, you actually know what you want to do in your life. You have expectation to yourself. You want to be the best of yourself, and you wanted to start with your own business to achieve your satisfactions in life. And this is your strength in delivering speech is that you are an inspiring man where you always inspired people. And one recommendations from me is that perhaps you could inspire people, because at the end of your speech today, you did call for actions, asking people what is your expectations. I would suggest you to call for actions to inspire people in your speech, to have people to look for what is their purpose in life, yeah, and take actions, call for actions, take immediate actions to pursue what they want in life. Yeah. And for the next speaker, John, my achievement this year. For John, you have a very good speech as well, where at the beginning you straight to the point. So you said your achievement this year is you step out of your comfort zone and you choose to work with different country. You choose to change job. Yeah, this is very good, where you straight to the point, where at the beginning of your speech, we get you, we know what is your achievement. And one recommendations of suggestions from me to you is, I would suggest you to spend 1 to 2 seconds to think about a short introductions, 2 points. And each point you may drill down, talk about the detail. For example, just now you shared, you start working, but you found stagnant. Yeah, so we do not know exactly how do you feel, why you feel your situations in your previous job, you feel it is stagnant. What is the detail of this? We actually do not know. We wanted to know more, but you didn't describe in your speech. Yeah, and you said, and after that you said you change job to you work with a company in the Singapore, where we found is also another job. So we wanted to know more detail on that. Yeah, so overall, my suggestions for your improvement is to add in more detail in your speech. Yeah, looking forward for your next speech. And for our third speaker, Malati, describe 2021 in one word. Yeah, your one word is unexpected, where you share a very touching story, where at this moment, a lot of people losing people they love, including your friends. It happened, you know, around you. It happened to the people around you. So I may suggest you to, in order to make your speech more interesting and catch people attention and catch people heart, you may include facial expressions. For example, you said losing your friends, losing husband. How do you feel? You feel so sad for her. Yeah. So my suggestion to you is to include the facial expression in your speech. Yeah, and for the last speaker, Juan, how can I achieve goals? Yeah, what I like about your speech today is you share a lot of details on how you achieve your goals, and you break it down to short-term goal, long-term goal, immediate goal. And this way of planning help you to achieve your goal. Yeah, so one suggestions from me to you is you may include your take-home message, and your take-home message, I would encourage you to include people to follow the way that you suggest that you share to us, because you have a very good plan and good plan to plan your goal, to how to achieve long-term, short-term. So it is very good if you encourage people to follow your way. Yeah, your way to achieve their goal as well. Yeah, so overall, I enjoyed everyone's speech for today. Yeah, there's my evaluations for tonight. Back to you, table topic. Sorry, Toastmaster of the evening, Richard. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Biang, for such a constructive feedback, not only for me, but for everyone who did a great and job well done for taking a stand tonight. Can we give a round of applause to our table topic evaluator, Biang? Job well done. Okay, moving on. I think we're ready for voting, President. Yes. So cast your votes. The names are on the screen. Please choose your best speaker. Okay. So I hope everyone is still with us and enjoying the fun of tonight's meeting. Please smile. I know it's a very stressful day, but I wish everyone's smiling, seeing you smile, on your beaming smile, because at this point in time, we will be having a group photo. Okay, so who will take charge of the photo session?
Yeah, I will help everyone to take
Okay.
photo. Yeah.
May I request everyone, especially our guests, if you can, we can see your beautiful faces. Wow. Hi, Lam Wei Wei. I didn't expect you're beautiful as well, Nana.
All right.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Milton, are you there? He's busy, I think. Okay, please smile, everyone. Yeah, Biang, hand it over to you.
All right. So if everyone is ready, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let us have another photo. So freestyle photo. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Evening.
Thank you very much, Biang. I think Milton is dating right now. So he said he was on date. He cannot turn off. I turn on his camera. Okay. So at this time, we will be having a short break before moving on to our next session. So we will be having 10 minutes break. And to our guests, I think our president or whoever is in charge will move you to the next room. So you may feel free to chit chat, or probably you can have your dinner as our GA already done his dinner. How was it, GA? What's with your meal for tonight? Oh, you don't have audio?
I keep forgetting that my
That's okay. That's okay.
yeah, but because it was a cold night, I decided to have mamak for dinner. So I had
Wow.
Maggie goreng. Sorry, grammarian. Fried noodles.
Oh, fried noodles.
Yeah.
Wow. I have it. I have my chicken curry this evening and a piece of bread. I'm getting fat, so need some diet. Do you agree with me, B? We need to do some diet. Oh.
Yeah, same to me, Richard. I put on weight as well.
Oh my goodness. I think
because I'm still working from home. So, so that's why I just usually sit to work and then sit and eat.
Yeah, really tough
Oh, you're lucky though.
Sorry?
I want to work from home.
Oh, you wanted to work from home?
Can we switch lives?
I think your work required you to go back to office.
I don't know. It seems like I can do that at home, but I don't know. They just want everyone to come back. So.
Yeah, I think certain employer is like that. Even though your work, you actually can work from home, but they want to see you.
Yeah, like, oh, it's fine.
So how was you, Angie? How's your day? I mean, how's your work? How's your job? What are you doing?
Exciting.
How's your boss?
Getting a lot of auditor coming to do all those things. I have my boss and we all have to plan and do it well to let them come and check everything. So it's quite busy. But I was so exciting that we are going to see each other on Friday.
Wow. Oh, this is your first time to meet in person, right?
Yeah, correct.
Wow, face to face. Wow. I'm in logistics and shipping, and I never had a work from home since the very beginning. I even go to ports, meet foreigners, because I sign on crew. Overseas. So wow, such a bit tough. I came from Cebu as well. 2 weeks. I think a week ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not working at from home also because I need to be at my place. I'm working in clinic. Last time is hospital, so we won't have a time that we can try on working at home.
Oh, are you a nurse?
Oh no, I'm a lab technician.
Oh, lab technician. Wow. So you are one of our great heroes, our modern hero.
Everyone is hero actually.
Yeah, but of course you are you are part of the frontliners, so you really did a great job during this pandemic.
Thank you.
Thank you, frontliners.
Yeah.
Angie, do you do like swab tests on people?
People take the MA will take, the doctor will take, and then we do the test. Yeah. The RTK one, yeah. At the shop center botanic. Once a while I have to exchange with my colleague to go there, and we have to work at there.
Where's that? You mean Taman Botanic? The Botanic Klang?
Yeah, not the clinic, but there's a day one day. So if any that they contact with the positive patient, positive people, the family have to go there and do the test.
That means your job is very high risk too. You're exposed to all those microbes.
Not always, because we have timetable. For this month I didn't go. Yeah, we will exchange to do going, but not that always.
Yeah, I heard we're having like a gathering, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you get yourself tested.
I'll do that.
Don't worry. All of us have to test and show the result to Jen before we do.
I'm a frontliner. We know what we need to do. Yeah.
Yeah, but still very risky for you lah. That's why Richard was saying you are also a hero.
If we know what we need to do and we do the protection well, it's safe. If not, all the doctors will scared to do their job. They are more front than us. Yeah, because when we handle the sample, we know that sample is dangerous, might be dangerous. I cannot say all is dangerous. So we will take very extra precautions to do everything that we need to do. Yeah, we wear all the like astronaut things as we are doing. So we are not like, oh, I just wearing my clothes and just go in and do what I need. Yeah.
Wow, that is really tough job. When I was at SIA, I wear also coverall, and it was really tough doing your job, wearing all those paraphernalias, all those kind of costume, thick costume. So really struggle. Even it restrained you from breathing, because we do also mask. So really tough. I can feel you. You're mute, Angie. Yeah.
when I was wearing it, the astronaut thing is sweating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
So and when we wear, I hardly want to go to do other things than settle all my we have to settle all the job that we do. I won't allow myself to go for toilet also for a few hours, not eating, no drinking, because it's exposure for us. So I won't do after I finish all my job, then I'll change all my things, then I'll do what I have to do.
And that's really a passion, Angie. Really a passion. You're really, really passionate of what you're doing, not just only getting salary, but of course helping other people. So
yeah, I
we really
job.
appreciate that.
Now I still love my job.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, I'm not sure if Joanne had personally invited our esteemed president, personally invited everyone or every members for our dinner on Friday. That will be at the Red Chili Restaurant in Jalan Batu Nilam 4, Bandar Bukit Tinggi. Can you give a thumbs up if you're invited? Okay, except of course for our, no, it will be our 16th anniversary, quite late, but I mean, we really appreciate our excos for doing such, such event, making it materialize, doing it face to face so that we feel connected, more connected this time. So great job to our excos headed by our esteemed president, Joanne, and the rest of the exco members. So what time is it? Are we still?
Oh, yes. It's 8:33 and we are going to be end our break. And I'll pass the control to our DME.
Oh, okay. I thought I could have a break this time because I think I had a lot of talks during break time. So welcome back, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome to the second session or second part of tonight's meeting, which is the prepared speech session. So without further ado, we will start on with our first speaker. Earlier this time, or earlier today, I asked her, how should I introduce you? She said to me, just call me Dato Mandi. Datin should be Datin, right? Datin Mandi. Well, Mandy is my mentee and really give me a sort of description on how I personally known my mentee. Mandy is a very strong woman. She's very passionate and eager to learn. That's why I'm very honored also to be a mentor to her. So without further ado, our first speaker will be delivering effective coaching level 1 project 2, which is evaluation and feedback. Her title is Neuro-Linguistic Program. Neuro-Linguistic Program, Toastmaster Andy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richard. Thanks for the introduction. I was just joking with him. I was saying that just call me Mandy, but I was joking. Initially, I said Dato Mandy, then I told him kidding. So I have no title. I'm just an ordinary person, ordinary citizen. Thanks, Richard. So I'll be sharing my screen. Hold on. So my topic for this evening will be neuro-linguistic program. Pardon me for my cat. This program, neuro-linguistic program, was introduced by my friend. Actually, I wasn't sure what this course was about, but when I went through it, it was an accelerating course. And I will be very delighted to share it with you because I just completed this course 2 weeks ago. and I would just like to share with you all a little bit of what I have learned. When I was introduced to this course, I have no idea what this course was about. I knew that it could be beneficial, and because I trusted my friends, so I decided to take this course. I did Google a little bit, and yet I still did not understand after I Googled what this course is about. So neuro-linguistic program, in short form, people will just call it NLP. So if people talk about NLP, then you will know that this is neuro-linguistic program. It's actually a well-known program. Just that, you might not encounter it that often because it is not as easy to explain. If you were to Google it, you have to read quite a lot to understand it better. So I will be thrilled to share with you all what I have learned in this program, and hopefully you can pick up some bits of it and understand it better. So what is NLP? NLP is a scientific study. It's a scientific study on human brain. It is not a neurology kind of study. It's just a study of the behavior. So whatever we think, if I were to put it in a layman term, what we think here, actually, we are projecting it. We are projecting it in our language, and we are projecting it in our body language as well. How we reflect, how we act. So if you look at this picture here, I will call him Simon. Just to give you some example, this is just one of the techniques used on NLP, how to understand a person better. Because what he thinks is actually projected out in his action and also projected out in his reaction to us. So if you look at Simon here, can you see my cursor? You can see my cursor, that's good. If you ask him a question and he starts talking, if you see that his eyes roll up and it rolls up to the left, that means he's actually constructing an image. That's a sign that he could be lying. But if he were to project his eye upwards to the right, then he's recalling his past experience. So you know that this people is a very visualized person. A visualized person means he likes to have more images. He likes to see to learn better. And a person who looks on the left is an auditory person where he listens better. And on the K side, which is downward, is kinesthetic. So that means this person feelers. He actually look down and think internally before he answers. I hope that explains more layman on what NLP is about. Okay, so how NLP helps me, these are just a few examples I would like to share. And today, the table topic of the evening is about resolution as well, our goals. And if you look at it, how NLP can help you is by understanding how we can achieve our goals. So you can see that, for the past 2 years, we were in pandemic state. So a lot of things has to be changed because, we have to change our goal, we have to make adjustment, things like that. It was not normal. It was something very abnormal and something unprecedented. So here, how NLP can help you is understanding how you can achieve goal. If you look at what CM is conscious mind. Conscious mind means these are goal-getters. So consciously, we are always setting our goals. We said, yeah, I want to lose weight, I want to go to the gym weekly, I want to gain some financial freedom, etc. But the UM, which is our unconscious mind, is our goal-getter. See, one is a goal setter, the other is a goal-getter. So if you can align these two together, then definitely you can achieve the goal. But our culprit is always the unconscious mind, because when we come back home, we are exhausted, we look at our couch, definitely we just slump and then we just start, watching Netflix or playing games. So our conscious mind is more on our habit. So if we can tweak on our unconscious mind, definitely our unconscious mind will help us to achieve what our conscious mind wanted, and eventually we will achieve our goal. Number 2 is on rapport. Rapport means you need to get some connection with a person, maybe some person that you have met, you have not met. You want to achieve some better relationship, a better contact where you can talk easily and try to convey a message to that person. It could be your boss, it could be your colleague, it could be a customer. So rapport means you want to create that connection with that person. So what NLP has taught me is one is on mirroring. Mirroring means you try to mimic the person that you want to connect better. So you can do this using Simon, understanding how Simon, what kind of person Simon is. Is he a visualized person? Is he an auditory person? Or is he a kinesthetic person? Not only you can pick it visually by looking at his expression, but you can also pick up the words. So through this, you can actually mimic back his behavior. Scientifically proven that people connect better to a person who they are more familiarized with or who are quite similar to them. So you are doing this mirroring to get a better rapport. So the third one is on communication. How do you deliver your message or your idea? So I like this technique very much because it calls this chunking up, chunking down. And the way you say it is also very funky. So chunking up, chunking down. What this means is a certain people likes to get the concept. So people do not want to go in detail. They just want to know the purpose. Okay? Some people likes to know about the details on the implementation. So you go chunking down to explain in detail. So you have to pick up who you are talking with to know whether you should go chunking up or chunking down. Okay? So if you do not portray what they want, then you could not deliver the message and you could not sell your idea. So eventually no one will support you. So communication is the key. So I like this term here, you cannot not communicate. Even if you are not speaking to a person, it is a sign of communication. That means you are angry with that person, okay, or something else. So you are always communicating. The fourth one is on coaching. So getting your coachee to the answers themselves. You do not give the answers to your coachee. You always try to assist them to understand the problem by asking questions, what, when, where, and how, but do not ask why. Always try to help them, assist them to the answers without giving them the solution. Let them figure out in depth what is really the problem, and they will eventually get the answer themselves. So that's all. I hope you have learned something about NLP, which I'm very delighted to share with you. Okay, back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Richard.
Thank you very much, Mandy. Can we give her a round of applause? I'm still wanted to digest where I am dosed because when I speak, I always make a whole round turn of my eye. So I'm still confused about myself. Thank you and job well done. Moving on to our next speaker. Okay, moving on to our next speaker who will be delivering team collaboration level 1 project 3, which is researching and presenting. Her title is The Blue Zone of Italy. But before that, let me have some sort of introduction about her. She's pretty. She asked me how to make creative of how should I introduce her. She's pretty, she's cute, she's lovely. And but what is more important about her is she loved to travel and she loved watching travel documentaries, which lead her doing her speech today. Without further ado, help me welcome our second speaker, Toastmaster Esther. Toastmaster Esther, the Blue Zone of Italy.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the timer to pin. Where is he? Oh, okay, found you. Oh, okay, thank you. Italy. If you're like most people, you might think about pizza or pasta. But believe me, this beautiful country, there's more to that place than food. This diverse country is actually very well known for its culture, architecture, nature, and history. So this diverse country is actually sprawled in 3 different geographic locations. The first being the Mediterranean Sea, second is Southern and Western Europe. While 19 of these regions is fully concentrated in the size of Europe, but only 1 region is in the Mediterranean Sea. So this region is called Sardinia. The region of Sardinia in the Mediterranean Sea is very well known for its glorious, picturesque beaches. But another thing that they are also famous for is being the first ever recorded region to be a blue zone. And this was made into discovery by 2 researchers called Gianni Pes and Michael Poulain. And this is for their 2004 experimental gerontology journal. So blue zone, what does it mean? No, it does not mean that every single part of the place is blue, but the way the name derives is how the 2 researchers came across it. So the 2 researchers, Gianni Pes and Michael Poulain, they were doing a demographic study, trying to unlock the code. What does it take for people to reach past the age of 100? What does it take to be a centenarian? So they encountered many other regions and they did a lot of studies, and they had this map. So when they identify regions that seem to have a lot of people living past 100 and still having active lives, they will circle this map in blue ink, hence blue zone. So that's how the name came about. And it seems that throughout all the years, there has been a lot of interest regarding human longevity. And this led to more regions, more blue zones to come up. So the first being Okinawa in Japan, Nicoya in Mexico, Icaria in Greece, and Loma Linda in the United States of America. So there's been a lot of research in this area trying to unlock the code to human longevity. However, while there's so many factors, not all of them have direct links. But throughout the years also, there has been quite concrete evidence towards what would increase your life expectancy. So there has been many common and many research that has been constantly backed up throughout the years, including factors like health, genetics, and lifestyle. One other factor that to me seemed weird was level of income, because compared to the other 3 factors, it seems level of income is very out of place. But as I dug down deeper, it slowly made sense, because people in higher income groups, they have better access to better healthcare, better food, and better job security. So that's how it links to human longevity, because food and healthcare, of course, it can help sustain the body. But in terms of job security, it's because people with lower job security have higher anxiety and stress. And stress and anxiety can easily shorten the lifespan to up to 2.8 years, according to research by Center of Diseases back in 2019. When seeing this research, you might think that only rich countries have access to longevity. Only rich countries have centenarians. But when we see the region of Sardinia, this is not always the case. Because people in Sardinia, they are not rich. Because estimated in 2023, 23% of the inhabitants there will face poverty, according to the Italian statistics back in 2020. And this is quite strange considering they're still considered a blue zone, and about 14 million people of them will face poverty at one point in 2023. But when we take a look at it further, longevity is 75% contributed by lifestyle. So level of income in a way plays a minor role, but not entirely. 75% is still a big contribution by lifestyle. So let's take a look. How is the lifestyle of the people in Sardinia contribute towards a longer life? When we take a look of the everyday life of people in Sardinia, you can see many of them involved in agriculture. A lot of them are farmers, so they will so their daily life can include them waking up very early, and then the first thing they do is go to their farms, take care of their sheep, and then walking to another side of a place to collect the crops, and then coming back again to their house and putting more work and just taking care of the farm. So this is a lot of work, and because of it, they are very much exposed to daily low or medium intensity exercise. And as we all know, exercise can lengthen your lifespan and increase your health. And that is one way of where they can increase the lifestyle. It's in their everyday contribution towards maintaining a better lifespan. And then another thing is their relationship with other people. They are very much family-oriented people. And it's no surprise when you see them seeing grandparents and parents still living with their sons, daughters, and grandchildren. And you can see that they have a very good support system. And with a good support system, you feel that you have better life, and you live a happier life. And when you are happy, you are not into anxiety or stress, which I mentioned earlier, shortens lifespan up to 2.8 years. So what can we learn from people in Sardinia? Of course, take care of your health. Health is definitely wealth in this situation. And in your lifestyle, surround yourself with a good social circle. Surround yourself with people you love. And I guess that's how we can be one step closer towards being a centenarian. That is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our second speaker, Toastmaster Esther. Can we give her a round of applause? Yeah, you remind me, actually, I've never been exactly to Sardinia, but I stay in Malta, which is a nearby island of in this particular area. And yeah, I agree with you, because most of the people there, they love to relax. And every weekend, every holiday, a lot of people on the beaches. So yeah, I agree with you. And that's a good reminder for all of us to take care of our health. Okay, moving on to our third but not the least, our last speaker today, who will be delivering Presentation Mastery Level 2, Project 3, which is Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring. Today, she will be delivering a speech entitled Builder. And before anything else, I asked her earlier, how shall I introduce her? She said, she is a person who is blessed with mentor in her life. I'm actually one of the product of this wonderful person, great person, one of the pillars in Klang Bilingual Toastmaster, my mentor as well, none other than our Toastmaster Wei Chi. Toastmaster Wei Chi, builder, Toastmaster Wei Chi.
How you speak will determine the message that go across to another person. Recently, I received 2 questions from people cordially to me. The first question was, are you having Toastmasters meeting tonight? Is it English, Mandarin, or Tamil? With a sarcastic tone. It sounded like, why do you even need to attend Toastmasters meeting? See, I don't even need one. The second question was, why are you still so passionate in Toastmasters? With a sarcastic laugh. It sounded like, I already graduated from Toastmasters and you, stupid, you're still in there, idiot. Those were the two remarks that I received recently. Well, it was much gentler compared to the previous dose that I have received much earlier in my life. I was being crumbled, crushed, and crashed before. And this person unknowingly picked me up slowly and gently. She is my superior, my mentor. She didn't know that I put her as my mentor. I put her as my mentor secretly. I met this gentle lady 7 years ago. She was the interviewer who sat across me. I remember vaguely that she did not ask me any single question at all. Perhaps I was not the right candidate for her at that moment. In fact, I was being hired into the company, but not working in her team. So fast forward to last year, 2020, whereby we were supposed to have flying cars, but we have flying cars joke. I received the call from this gentle lady, and she asked me whether am I interested to join her in a company that she's currently working with. In fact, both of us had eventually left the place we first met each other. What a coincidence, isn't it? After 7 years of not contacting each other, we met again. It seems like God has a bigger plan for me. He's kind enough to bless me with such an amazing and wonderful superior and mentor. Her name is SY. I saw the two qualities in her that had helped me to build my foundation and move me towards my long-term goal. I'm a chemist. I create personal care products such as shampoo, lotion, shower gel, and so on. And my long-term goal in my career is to build a strong foundation. And she had helped me tremendously for me to move towards my long-term goal. These are the two qualities in her that I see. The first one that I see in her is generosity. Being an experienced formulator, she taught me the how to create a stable product. Let me give all of you the definition of stable. Imagine there are 4-legged chairs, and if each one and every of them are of different length, we cannot sit on this chair. It cannot be used. Same goes to the daily care products that you use. Of course, it is not as simple as it seems. It is much more complicated than that. It requires in-depth knowledge to create a stable product. And she is like a master chef who is willing to share all her secret recipe to the protege with me. And the second quality that I see in her is caring. She has shown me that being a leader is not all about work. It's about human as well. If I am going to share with all of you those caring moments that she has shown me, perhaps all of you are going to stuck in this virtual room with me until tomorrow. So in order for you to leave on time, I'm only going to share 2 incidents that I remember clearly. The first thing was, even before I joined the company itself, she already texted me to make sure I do not have any problems in moving to this new company. I can have a smooth transition. That was a kind gesture of her. The second incident was, I remember clearly, there was one time we were having happy hour in the office with boss and colleagues. All of us got alcohol drink, and when the beer can was handed over to me, I paused for a while. She knew I don't drink, and she voluntarily took half of it and helped me to finish it off. Not only that, she even texted me to make sure I arrived home safely. That was another kind gesture of her. Even though I didn't say it out loud how I feel, but truly in my heart, I appreciate what she had done for me. I'm pretty shy to express my feeling, and some of you might know that. So yeah, I do appreciate what she has done for me. So as I never crumble, crush, or even crash me, she always speaks gently and patiently with me, even though I know sometimes I might not meet her expectation. If you know how patient I am, she is 10 times more patient than me. So with the quality of being generous and caring, she had impacted my life and helped me to move to my long-term goals. If you have these two qualities in your life, make full use of it and impact the person around you. If you don't have these two qualities in your life, just like me, no worries. Let us work on it. And we too will impact other people one day. Be generous in sharing our knowledge and show kind moments to others. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmasters of the evening, Toastmaster Richard.
Thank you very much, Wei Chi, for sharing such a wonderful and impactful message for tonight about mentoring. Can we give her a round of applause? Yes, okay. So moving on, we shall turn over to the third session to none other than from Shine Toastmaster, Distinguished Toastmaster Aaron. Hand over to you, sir. Oh, sorry. I think on your screen flashed the your favorite prepared speech speaker. You may cast your vote, please. Okay, hand over to you, to our general evaluator, Aaron. Distinguished Toastmaster Aaron, sorry.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. May I first know if there are any non-Toastmasters with us this evening? There is? Then it would be suitable for me to mention why we have this session. The evaluation session is always the final part of any Toastmasters meeting, and I always call it the heartbeat of any Toastmasters meeting. Why do I call the heartbeat? It's because without this session, there is no reason for us to be together, because we all join Toastmasters to improve our public speaking skills. And this session is the time where we actually improve ourselves as we learn. But none of us here are professional speakers. None of us here are professors in English. Perhaps maybe Distinguished Toastmaster Sarah. But none of us are professional speakers as well. We are all learners here. And this is why I like Toastmasters, because it is friends helping friends. So there's no judgment, there is no offense, we are just helping one another. And because it is helping one another, it is based on my perspective of how a speech is being done. It is also the perspective of all evaluators how the speakers perform this evening. So to all the speakers, I remind you again, this is just a perspective of all the evaluators. You do not have to take if you feel that it does not fit or perhaps you feel that it's not relevant for you, but if you think that that is a relevant point of improvement, please take it and learn from it. Same thing, like all of us, we are also learning from the evaluation session because we also learn from the speakers and we also learn from evaluators as well. Let me start off by inviting the first evaluator to help me evaluate Toastmasters Mandy, who spoke marvelously on NLP. May I invite Toastmasters Malati to the stage. The floor is yours, Malati.
Right. Thank you, GE Aaron. Allow me to share my screen. Right. Okay. Firstly, I have to say that it's an honor to evaluate Mandy's speech today because she had a lot of great takeaways. Yeah. So presented by Datuk Mandy as how you want to be addressed, and it's my honor to evaluate. Yeah. All right. Okay. Mandy, I have to tell you that this is how it's going to be. I'm going to give you the 5-star first. And this is what I'm going to give you the 5-star because there was so much of authenticity in your speech delivery. Content is very much relatable to us because you mentioned that you didn't know about NLP and you researched and how it benefited, because I can relate to it when you're saying, because I won't know. So I will trust what you're saying because the content is so much relatable to me. Content was complex and we could follow you because you simplified the presentation. It was a busy slide and you had key points and you had key points extracted from many of the slides. And I love your example of Simon. I will remember Simon. Okay, right. Related to audience, how they can use the NLP to achieve goal. I want to assure you that your 5 minutes coaching worked because I was able to extract your key points, your visual, rapport, communication, and coach. These are the key points that I even extracted. And the last one of it, this is not the last one, in between was, I like the part where you put in the goal and you canceled it. It's so like, it looks like my goal that, for 2021, if I were to revisit, I feel like, oh my God, yeah, it looks like mine. So it was so good because I would say that the content was so complex. It was so relatable and you simplify it. Okay, right. Next is, I will tell you what we need to then give. Give me a sec. It's just a 4-star, right? If I'm giving you a 5-star, this is just a 4-star, very, very close to get a 5-star. So what are the points will be, when you're seeking for a confirmation or understanding, this is where you may ask the audience, perhaps you can ask them to raise their hand, put in a chat box, because there are times that when you're communicating, you just want to seek for understanding from your audience. So this will be my humble suggestion again. And have a summary slide to give an overview to as a key takeaway to audience, because there are some lazy audience like me, or I tend not to remember things after 2-3 slides because of age factors. So it will be good to have a summary, then I will know that okay, this is what is my key takeaway. And definitely you had opportunity where next time in future you can use a lot of hand gesture, because you had a very, very good content, and to convince the audience, I would say that's where the hand gesture would have actually worked. So I have to summarize to say that everything was excellent. Yeah, you had many points for me to score you as a 5-star, and very, very few points to say that it was very, very close. So just a bit more to work on. Personally, for me, it's a takeaway, because I really can relate this. How can I apply this at work, Mandy? This is as a person who listened to it, not just Toastmaster. So overall, I have to say that it was excellent. Keep up the good work, and I really look forward for your next speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Malati, for that wonderful evaluation. I am in awe and exhilarated to see these wonderful slides. You have the time to actually type out everything, which means that you're very sincere in giving this wonderful evaluation to the speaker. If I may, perhaps sometimes there are too many words on the screen. I am a stickler when it comes to PowerPoint. I think it's important to actually have shorter sentences or shorter words, because sometimes when you have too many things, maybe the speaker is not able to catch everything as well. But I'm glad that you also had a summary for this, so I think that helps a lot. Thank you so much, Malati. The next person that I'd like to introduce is Motivational Strategies Level 1 Milton, who will help me evaluate Toastmaster Esther, who talked to us about the blue zone of Italy. So may I invite Milton to the stage?
Thank you, G, for the introduction. Speaker Esther, throughout your speech, I do feel that your speech is very well done and very well proposed, in which you well researched about what is the blue zone of Italy based on your title, which in you explain the blue zone of Italy, which is Sardinia. And you did mention what is the blue zone, in which you explain about other countries such as Okinawa in Japan and some other country in either Mexico, US, and another country that I can't remember. But from there, I feel that probably you can shorten some of the part, in which I see that your timing is over more than your allocated time, in which I saw the bell. Some of the content that you probably can minimize is probably the example that you have given, such as health, genetic, and lifestyle, which impact the life longevity of a person. Probably you can explain or elaborate much more on the level of income which you did. How can they help to increase our life expectancy or our longevity? You also explained about how does a high income country with better healthcare, better food, and better job security can have a higher longevity. You also explained a lot about those Sardinia, how they did increase their life expectancy as well, in which that you probably can shorten that so that you can fit your speech in the timing. Besides that, I do notice that you have a good hand gesture, in which that you point out all the point like 1, 2, 3, or probably you were explaining what of the human longevity about health, genetic, lifestyle. You did have a good hand gesture, but the background which you use, in which that is blurred, as you can see at my shirt, even though I have a red stripe here, but using the virtual background, you actually can't see a lot of things. So some of your hand gesture is being blocked by the background. So what I can propose is probably you can don't use the background, so that like Hui Chi, when she presents, she did not use the background. We can see more on the hand gesture. And of course, it's a wonderful speech. I do hope that you can improve yourself in the future, and hope to hear more on your speech. Back to G.
Thank you so much, Milton. What I really enjoyed about your evaluation is that you gave practical suggestions, and you also showed where can the speaker improve, and you give at least some examples, because that is very important. However, I also believe in practice what you preach. So as you ask people not to have a video filter, I will also urge you to be mindful as well, especially when you're having your video filter of your sunglasses. I think it's okay if we are having a get together, but as I'm sure when you are coming up to, I mean, imagine if we are on stage, we are on a live meeting, when we are on stage, we will be wearing sunglasses, right? Unless you are sensitive to light. So I think it's important for you to realize that. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, may I now invite the third evaluator who will help me evaluate Hui Chi. As I said, the professor or somebody that I truly admire for many years. May I invite distinguished Toastmaster Sarah Abedi?
Okay, thank you very much, General Evaluator. Thank you. Hui Chi, it is with gleeful exhilaration that I am honored, really greatly honored, to be evaluating your introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. I know that you are one of the pillars of this club, with your excellent track record of mentoring many, many members in this club alone. Now, Hui Chi, I have many things to say about you, which are to your credit. For example, I would like to kind of like praise you or commend you for discussing this aspect where you were a protege. It was very clear, crystal clear, and you had vocal variety and adequate volume and stress and expression to bring out this message, this admiration that you have for this ex-boss and current partner of yours. I truly like the way that you spoke about this exhilarating chemistry that you shared with her and how both of you were able to gel your partnership by creating a stable product. Now, all that said goes very well to talk about your experience and what you gained as a protege. If I may remind you gently that this project actually requires you to talk a little bit about your understanding of Toastmasters mentoring. And I believe you can do it in a very refined and enlightening way after having mentored so many people who admire you. Now, how about interacting or connecting what your mentor gave you with what you yourself have given to your mentees? Has it been the same? Did the feeling that your mentees kind of gave you, the feedback that they gave you, did it equal to that feedback that you got when you were mentored? You could link it up and talk about what is the missing factor or what are the similarities that you saw in what your mentor gave you and what you gave to your mentees. So that if you have covered that area, you would have fulfilled the requirements of this project 100%. Hui Chi, I believe you are able to do that. It's just that you had a lapse when you kind of like admired your mentor to that extent that you forgot. You forgot that you had to create that linkage with Toastmasters mentoring. So having said that, Hui Chi, I still admire what you have delivered to us. You are very much at ease, you had compelling gestures, and you had great empathy for all of us. If only I could see that connection, Hui Chi, I would have given you 110%. You did a wonderful job, and I'm sure you will go on and do even more wonderfully as a mentor to your members. So it's back to you, GE.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmasters Sarah. Another highlight for any evaluators that you would always need to remember is when we evaluate our speakers, we must ensure that we follow the purpose statement of the project. This is because at least the speaker knows that he or she has fulfilled the objectives. And I'm glad that Sarah was able to point out that there was an objective that Hui Chi may not have reached because of her indulgence to her mentor. But it is okay. She can always be able to do this speech again when it comes to another pathways when it comes to level 2. But it's of course to Huichi's benefit if she would like to relook at the speech and perhaps use this speech in another project in the future, because we can all learn from our objectives. Thank you so much. Right, we've done with all the speech evaluation. Now let's move on to the technical role players. May I first invite our language evaluator this evening, Toastmaster Shasmil.
Thank you, GE Aaron. First of all, I would like to apologize because I have to off my camera because the line is not very good at my area. Okay, for the grammarian report, the word of the day is exhilaration. Only 3% use the word. GE Aaron used it twice, Richard once, and Sarah once. And for the wrong pronounced word and also for the word not used correctly, I only spotted some. The word since, not sin, secure, not secure, honor, not honor, and share with us, not share to us. Okay, for the good sentences, fall into reality used by Richard, goal getters and goal setters used by Mandy. They are very much family oriented and they have very good support system used by Esther. Kind gesture of her used by Hui Chi. Spoke marvelously used by our GE, Aaron. And last but not least, enlightening way used by Sarah. With that, that's all my grammarian report. Back to you, GE.
Thank you so much, grammarian. I truly enjoyed your report. I think the part of highlighting what was good, what good usage that certain people were able to portray this evening. I'm glad that you highlighted that. I think this is just my opinion. When it comes to correcting grammar, perhaps it's good to start with what was wrong, then what was right. Because sometimes you might have forgotten what was the wrong usage. For example, the one I could remember is honor. I would say that please use I would report it as it is not honor but honor. So at least there is a linkage to know that which word is the wrong one. Yours was the other way around, but it works both ways as well. But I just personally prefer that if you start with what was the mistake and what could be better. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next role player who will help us report on our pause fillers. May I invite engaging humor level 4 Jen for the R counters report.
Thank you so much, GE, distinguished Master Aaron. So, ladies and gentlemen, here are the reports. First, I would like to congratulate a few members and guests who have demonstrated a perfect non-pause fillers speeches or reports. So first one, we have MK, our ASA and evaluator, MJ, Shasme, Hui Chi, John, Distinguished Toastmaster Aaron, and Distinguished Toastmaster Sarah. Those highlighted are people who demonstrated zero pause fillers. So for people who have pause fillers, I would report the total number of pause fillers and the most used pause filler. Juan, total number 3, most used Richard, total number 3. I highlight as I said, total number 3, most used NG, total number 2, most used is sorry, this is an error. So Biang, most used pause fillers is total number 15. Mandy, most used is total number 7. Melati, most used total number 7. And with that, last one, Esther, most used, the total number of pause filler is 3 and not available of most used because each of them is 1. With that, back to you, Aaron, distinguished Master Aaron.
Thank you, Jen, for the short report. I actually like it when it's reported this way. I would like to challenge you one more thing, and I'd like to challenge all R counters this. Usually we always count the R's and the and the repeated words. Sometimes, including myself, I find myself having this crutch word, and I only recently realized that, which is and 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 this. Some people also have this other crutch word because I think we should highlight these pause fillers as well, especially those Toastmasters whom I would consider as experienced, have been long enough, because they will usually may not use the and the ahs anymore, but there will be other pause fillers that they will use. So I really urge you and challenge you, if you could, try to catch especially those who have been experienced Toastmasters. That will help them as well. Because somebody told me that day, your crush word is because. So I'm trying to tell myself, don't use too much because. Thank you so much. I now move on to the final role player of this evening, which is the timer. May I invite Toastmasters MJ for the timer's report.
Thank you, G. Now I would like to share my timer report in acceleration. Okay, let me share the screen. I'd like to congratulate everyone who are able to make it in time. For our first president address, Jen took 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Toastmaster of the evening, Richard, took 30 minutes, 20 seconds, which is overtime. Table topic master, NG, 14 minutes within the allocated time. Table topic evaluator, Bia, 6 minutes and 13 seconds. Ramarian Shasmil, 1 minute and 33 seconds below the allocated time. R counter, Juan, 1 minute and 33 seconds within the time. Our general elector, Aaron, 7 minutes and 54 seconds at the moment for time being. Prepare speech speaker 1, Mandy, overtime, 9 minutes and 17 seconds. Esther, 8 minutes and 45 seconds overtime. Weishi, congratulations, you make it in time, 6 minutes and 57 seconds. And for our first speech evaluator, Malati, 3 minutes and 24 seconds within the time. Milton, 2 minutes and 40 seconds within. Last but not least, Sarah, 4 minutes and 13 seconds, which is a little bit over time. And that's all of my report. Back to you, general evaluator of the meeting.
Thank you so much, MJ. I also like that you highlight people's overtime and you also highlight their timing as well. I'm not too sure whether or not it is possible, perhaps for future meetings, your the Toastmaster of the evening, to remind the speakers to pin the timer. Sometimes I think we forget, and when in our enthusiasm of giving a speech, sometimes we forget to look at the time. It is slightly different from a physical meeting, where physical meeting we can see the timer just right in front of us. Right now, I think it's good that the Toastmaster of the evening be ready to remind the speakers about where the timing is. All right, now it is my time for my report. The meeting started, I guess, on time because I was late. I apologize. I was rushing home from work. And I'm glad that there was a little short game in the beginning, icebreaker. And I thought that was cute because the questions were good to help us to learn English. And I think that was very well done to the person in charge of the icebreaking session, which is Milton, I believe. Then we had the opening address by our president. President Juan, can I just say that your speech was inspiring and it really in some ways touched me because it also made me reflect about what happened this year and how we can learn from our mistakes and move forward. especially when it comes to the new year. And there's so many things that we would have done mistakes this year, and we would like to learn from them. Thank you so much for that reflection. I really truly was inspired. Then we passed the time to the Toastmaster of the evening, who gave a very interesting and creative video on the history of Toastmasters. Well, maybe more of the history of Toastmaster by Klang Bilingual. If you could, Richard, you can actually do more if you have the time to do even on the history of Toastmasters itself. However, I would like you to, before you put any of all these videos, it would be good that you run by a senior Toastmaster, somebody like Hui Chi, because some of the facts there were maybe not so right. For example, Malaysia not necessarily is just 102. Malaysia actually we have 3 districts here, 102, 51, and 89 as well. So I think it's important that some of these facts are these facts that you put in are accurate. So I think that it would be great that you can actually go through any of the more senior Toastmasters to go through your video before you show it. This is important because this is, as you are doing videos, this is branding, and you are actually showing the branding of Toastmasters. Another thing that I would like to suggest to you, Richard, is that this club does not practice the reading of the purpose statement and the notes to the evaluator, which is fine because not every club does that. However, I think it's good to highlight where the purpose statement and the evaluation notes to the evaluator can be found in the agenda, so that guests who are not familiar to the whole Toastmasters faculty or the whole Toastmasters how do I say, all the Toastmasters not used to us, they may not be able to understand why this speech is given. So I think it's good that you highlight where the agenda, in which part of the agenda it is, right? Okay, thank you so much, Richard. I also really enjoyed that you have a very pleasant disposition. You actually are very friendly, and I'm glad that you took time and effort to actually get to ask the speakers how do we want to be introduced. I think that sometimes some Toastmasters of the evening forget to do that. So kudos to you. We then move on to the table topic session. Let's give a round of applause to our table topic master, who I heard is her first time doing this. This is a round of applause. And I think what she did was amazing because she was able to share and to give some titles for anybody who might feel, if you are an experienced Toastmaster or even a fresh Toastmaster, you are able to answer those questions, and it's very related to our theme this evening. So kudos to you, Angie. I hope to come more often and to hear and see you play the role as a table topic master more. I also am encouraged to see that members are actually raising their hands to take on this role, to take on the speaking slots for table topics, because sometimes when you say any volunteers, then it will be 3 minutes of silence before anybody says I will do it. So I'm glad that the members here are proactive. Then we move on to the marvelous table topics evaluator, whom I have to give a salute because she was able to capture so many good points and even points for improvement at that that quick moment, because she has to straight away give her evaluation. So Biyang, kudos to you. I think not many people can do what you do, and if you want to practice impromptu impromptu evaluation, this club is definitely a club to visit. I also want to thank all the project speakers. I actually learned some things from you guys this evening, especially the NLP. Somebody like I'm very much into NLP, and I'm hoping that more people can talk about NLP in Toastmasters. And I thank all the evaluators. I have given all my evaluation, and also to the role players. Thank you for playing your part very well. Now, I think this meeting is, of course, very enjoyable. It has been engaging. I also enjoy that there are guests who are here this evening, and I hope the guests you will consider, if you are looking for a place to enhance your speaking skills, please do come to this meeting. I have been to Klang Bilingual before, both online and also physical meetings. I always feel that Klang Bilingual has this interesting edge, an interesting, unique selling point, which many clubs don't have, which is your uniqueness of being a bilingual club. I somehow felt this evening that bilingualness did not really come out because the few meetings that I come, there was a speaker who spoke in Chinese, there was the grammarian who gave a Chinese word, and it was good that people were learning this language, unless of course the club has decided to change a little bit where one meeting is English and another meeting is Chinese. I don't think so, right? But please correct me if I'm wrong. But I always feel that that is the uniqueness of Klang Bilingual Toastmasters Club. So if you could try not to lose that uniqueness, because you are able to use that as a means to market to people, because some people really want to learn better English, and sometimes having in a bilingual club really helps them to not feel too intimidated about English. Mr. Small Park, so sorry I didn't get to hear that from the ASAA because I was late. But thank you for placing that. But to me, that is something that really is the uniqueness of Klang Bilingual, and I hope that that doesn't go missing. Overall, I enjoyed my time this evening. Thank you for the invitation, MJ, and also Joanne for reminding me to log in. Actually, I was really trying to rush back to log in already. I really hope to see you guys in the next time. And I would like to invite you to my club meetings. My club is Shine Toastmasters Club. We meet on the first and third Thursdays of the month. Currently, we are still meeting online, and we're hoping to meet hybrid next year. So if you are free, please do so and touch base with me. With that, I pass the time back to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Aaron, for giving us your precious time tonight and for being part of tonight's meeting. You can count on us, some of the members here, to be part of your meeting as well. So thank you very much, and really such an honor for us to be here tonight. So moving on, shall I pass over to our president, Toastmaster Juan, to give your closing remarks.
Thank you, Toastmaster evening. Also, thank you, our General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmasters Aaron. So, ladies and gentlemen, I had a wonderful time tonight. Because of the amazing speech, amazing evaluators, I have learned a lot, really. So, from speeches, I learned from neuro-linguistic programming about how what is Italy about, and then how a mentor can be so selfless. And from evaluators, I feel so encouraged, not to say the speakers themselves. So I believe all these evaluators has been so encouraging, and without you, this meeting wouldn't be so enjoyable. So I genuinely thank you for being such a wonderful audience and wonderful speakers. Before I continue, I would like to vote for the best evaluator. So please take 5 seconds to cast your vote. That I would also love to congratulate a few people. First of all, please allow me to congratulate a few first-timers of role players. The first one is none other than our Toastmaster, a table topic master, NG. Second one is Malati. Can you believe that, Malati? I think her evaluation is such very, very good. She doesn't look like a first-timer, right? And Malati is the first-timer. So these two people have get out of their comfort zone and try new things. So dear members and guests, you are strongly encouraged to do so as well. With that, I thank you for being here again. To save time, we are now going into our awards presentation. Going back to our Toastmaster evening for announcing the awards, the winners. With that, back to you, Toastmaster evening, Richard.
Thank you very much to our dear President Joanne. And yeah, I hope everyone are still with us, but you look all tired and sleepy. So anyhow, we are now moving on to our award presentation. And shall we give standing ovation first for our, am I correct, Toastmaster Joanne? To congratulate Esther for completing level 1. So can we unmute ourselves and give her a thunderous applause?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Are you still there, Esther? Okay, so can we have a photo with you? Can you take charge, Toastmaster B?
Yeah, sure. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. Back to you.
Okay, thank you for assisting me. And moving on, we shall now announce the best table topic speaker. Drum roll, please. Our best table topic speaker is none other than Toastmaster Malati. Serious, yeah. Okay. Can we have a photo with you?
All right, let me take the photo. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Okay, thank you and congratulations. Moving on to our best evaluator. Drum roll, please.
Speaker.
Oh, sorry. Best prepared speaker goes to Wei Chi, Toastmaster Wei Chi. Round of applause.
All right, photo sessions 3, 2, 1. All right.
Congratulations to my mentor and to our IPP Wei Chi. Okay, moving on to our best evaluator. Drum roll. Ta-da! Distinguished Toastmaster Sarah.
I was disqualified.
No, we don't disqualify, I guess. Yeah. So can we have a photo with you, madam?
All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you very much. And we have a best role player goes to Shasmir. Favorite role player. Can we have a photo with you, Shasmir?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm done.
Okay, thank you. And of course, we will not forget to present our appreciation to our General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Aaron Chan. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. So can we have a photo with you, sir?
Yes, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you.
So I guess that ends my role for tonight, and I would like to express my thanks to Toastmaster, to our president, Joanne, and of course to our Toastmaster Amjay for inviting me again to be your Toastmaster of the evening. It was my pleasure to be with you guys, and I really enjoyed and so much of, I'm so exhilarated having this kind of energy tonight, having with such a wonderful people, especially to our distinguished Toastmaster Sarah, distinguished Toastmaster Aaron. I'm not sure if Jantan is not here. It's a different person. I think I forgot. Okay, thank you very much. And my pleasure to be your Toastmaster of the evening. So I am Richard, and I'm signing off. Thank you.
With that, we are going to adjourn the meeting. You may stay back if you want to chat.
By the way, President, so would you like to announce our
Yes, thank you for
anniversary? Sorry, I forgot.
So thank you for reminding. For members, guests, if you want to come, you may come. Just join. So our anniversary, we are holding it physically this Friday in Klang. You can PM me for the venue. Okay. We are holding it physically and we are going to have a party. Not only a normal speaking, we will still have games. Our game master is MK. I believe he have prepared a very amazing creative games to let us suffer. So with that, looking forward to see you. Oh, looking forward to see you this Friday.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, thank
Good
you.
evening. See you.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Sarah.
You say goodbye while pressing the leave button.
Yeah. Goodbye.
I just want to check, this Friday, who is going?
Number one, Hui Chi.
Me lah.
Dian, Malati, Natalie, MJ, Alex, Shasme, NG, Michael, Richard.
Oh, total how many? In
11.
11. Okay. How do we sit?
3 tables.
The table is a square table.
Square 4.
Oh, okay.
Only 4 people in one table. Wow.
We can mingle around. No need to be afraid. Just that because me and Jen also talk about we want to mesh the table together so that we can sit together. But what I would have that if we sit together, then probably hard to mingle. So we divide it by 4 by 4 so that they can mingle around between the small group. Because if you're too large, then very hard for everyone to like chit chat. This is
You
what we
assign
thought about.
us? Do you assign us, or we can just randomly sit with whoever comes first?
Just randomly sit.
Just randomly. So that's why I say you can mingle around. That means doesn't matter. You just have to sit at the place. You can just drop other table as well. Drop to the other table.
And then Jen, you said we need to do the COVID test by ourselves.
Yes. Before you come, just send to me the result.
I still never do yet. So I just bought the test kit today.
You Friday only do also can. Don't need to rush. Right?
Yeah, don't rush. No need to rush.
15 minutes can already.
Where to buy?
I bought these today, but not yet done.
But make sure before you have to do it. I mean, when you eat, you have to wait for 30 minutes before you have to do it.
Before you eat or after you eat? Angie, you muted.
Angie, you muted.
Angie, you are muted already.
We cannot hear
you. We can't hear you, Angie.
You mute yourself already.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm still recording.